All right. We are back.
Finally.
Finally.
Can we do the intro real quick because those cookies have been staring at me.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do a little thing today. I was at the grocery store yesterday making really good decisions, and I
really good.
discovered that Goldfish has a couple of new sweet treat flavors.
Sweet treats
a
for
little
every
sweet
moment.
treat. There is a strawberry shortcake graham cracker goldfish, and there is a cinnamon roll graham cracker goldfish. I bought them both because that's kind of turned into a thing with us.
Yeah, a little
That
bit.
you buy dessert goldfish
Well,
and
I
share them
found
with
those.
your friends.
I found those elf ones for Christmas.
They were so good.
They were so good, like maple flavored and stuff. And then they tried to do it again with something else. I think it was just like maple candy, grams, in the shapes of little fishies. No, they were in the shapes of something else. I don't know. The elf ones was like a maple.
Like a maple leaf?
No, it was a bottle of maple syrup for Elf, the movie.
Oh, I don't know that I caught that when you shared those with me.
Okay. Really? Yeah. You just ate them?
I just ate them and they were delicious.
They were delicious.
It didn't really occur to me that they were not fish shaped.
Okay, so
I do remember the Harry Potter butterbeer ones last month.
Yeah, that
did
was
have,
what it is.
was it a mug of butterbeer?
I think it was a mug of butterbeer, yeah.
They were the same.
They were the same.
I think, as
the elf ones.
The elf ones.
Yeah, they were
very similar.
Yeah, they were really good though.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna taste test these dessert goldfish grams for our own entertainment, really.
Sweet treat.
Sweet treat.
Sweet treat. We had technical difficulties and we started late, and now I want a sweet treat.
Let's do it. Do you want to start with this
Strawberry shortcake?
Strawberry shortcake. Okay, here we go.
I'm very excited about the strawberry shortcake.
I'm going all in on two.
I like so. Maybe one of us should have tried it while the other one talked.
No, just fill that up with chew sounds.
Just fill up with chew sounds. Sorry for anyone who has like
an ick. Just mute it.
Okay, you know what that reminds me of? What is that breakfast cereal that's supposed to taste like berries?
Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reminds me of Captain Crunch.
It
has
is
that
a little reminiscent of Captain Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
It's
or
like
raw strawberry pancake batter.
I don't know that I've ever experienced raw strawberry pancake batter.
Really?
I don't know that that's a thing.
Cornbread, strawberry.
But I could definitely, now that you say Captain Crunch, I could definitely get behind the Captain Crunch taste. So if you like Captain Crunch and you happen to see the strawberry shortcake goldfish grams, do yourself a favor, because these probably won't cut up the roof of your mouth quite as badly as I recall Captain Crunch doing.
Captain Crunch is evil. That's why you soaked it in milk.
That's right. And even still, but it's like it was that perfect time frame, right?
Yeah.
If you wait too long, then it's just soggy mush.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that. But if you go too soon, then it would just shred the roof of your mouth and your gums. But honestly, it was worth it because that stuff is delicious.
Yeah.
These are really good.
It's really good poison. As we're trying to do a cleanse, which is what this podcast is about. Let's clean out our bodies of all the toxins as we put more in.
It's all about balance.
It is. 80-20, baby. 80-20.
80-20. Toxins, health. 80-20. I'm definitely going to have a problem with the strawberry ones, I think, throughout this episode.
A little bit.
Okay, should we try the...
Okay, a cinnamon roll.
Here we go.
Okay.
Wait, I need a little...
They smelled slightly different than the strawberry, but almost kind of the same, too. Less strawberry.
I think there's only so many ways you can dress up a graham cracker.
Maybe.
You're going to have that graham cracker.
Without doing, like, drastic things to it.
Wait, all right, here we go.
Completely coating it in chocolate. All right.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad.
No, I mean, s'mores. Come on. Okay.
I immediately don't like this as much.
Nope. It's a cinnamon graham cracker. With a big hit of cinnamon at the end.
Yep. Literally, like the cinnamon sugar graham crackers that you can get.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's like not even any like hint of frosting.
No, not
like
really.
I think I would like these better if we had done them first.
Okay.
I think I liked the nostalgia of the strawberry ones being that like childhood flavor.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Here's what we got to do next, though.
Okay.
1 strawberry, and 1 cinnamon.
And we could do a little mixy mix?
Yeah, mixy mix.
All right, hang on.
Make sure I get a strawberry. Make sure I get...
Oh, no, I got 2 strawberries.
No. Maybe later?
I don't hate it.
No, it's not bad. But I'd rather just have the strawberry.
Yeah, no, I don't hate the mix. This feels very reminiscent of when I was a teenager. I had some friends that like we would like experiment with different like weird flavors. I think the weirdest one that anybody in the group did was like dipping an M&M in ranch dressing. They survived it, but their face said that it was not good. This just kind of reminds me of that particular day when we were like,
oh my God,
doing weird shit with food.
I have to tell you though, I was just at Providence Park, right? And they have killer burgers in there. Peanut butter pickle burger was delicious.
I've heard that it's good.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I've been to Killer Burger one time, actually last week with my husband, who was allergic to peanut butter.
Oh no.
And so out of deference and respect for him and, you know, not killing him with his allergy, I didn't get it, but I've heard that it's really good.
Okay, so when we're in Portland, just the 2 of us for 4 days.
Let's do it.
We're getting a peanut butter pickle burger.
I love that plan. Honestly, I'm so excited.
Right? You're like, oh yeah, that class. We're super excited about that.
We got peanut butter pickle burgers.
Oh my God.
I'm already in this weird like everything pickle era. Like I'm not pregnant. There's no possibility.
Me neither.
Literally everything pickle is like I want that in my household, and it's driving my husband crazy. Have you seen at Costco they have the giant bags of the pickle balls? It's like it's like the cheese balls that you get in the tub that are, I'm pretty sure they're gross. I don't know, I haven't had them in forever, so no judgment if you like them.
Well, like the pickled chips, I don't like those.
And see, I like the pickled chips too. But yeah, these pickle balls, it's like a little salt and vinegar on like a bright green ball of popped corn. And it is, I'm here for it. Like, okay. I literally just put the whole Costco size bag in my car and I've been eating them on my way home from work.
You also liked those dill
flavored. I really liked the dill goldfish that I got last year.
Goldfish.
I keep looking for them and they don't have them.
Because they were gross, right?
They were so good.
Now we have to look up, like, what kind of deficiency do you have?
I know, right? Like, why am I craving dill and vinegar? I don't even know. All right, I gotta have some more of these.
Okay. So what we actually want to talk about today is the liver cleanse that we're trying out. This is not medical advice, and we are not professionals, and everyone I've talked to in the medical field about this has been like, great. Yep. Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
All right. You do you.
Literally.
Oh, yay.
Oh, that's so good for you.
Fantastic. I did have one person be like, well, there's no actual, proof that any of those detoxes actually work. Your body's constantly detoxing itself, and this doesn't actually help her. Yeah, that whole thing. But I just feel like it's more like an experience.
I think it's an experience. I think there is validity in just about everything. If you think it's going to help, it's probably going to help. And yes, your liver, like the way your liver works is that's what it does. It detoxes your blood. That's literally its purpose. And like sometimes it needs a little extra support and a little help to help it work a little bit better. And I feel like what's the harm in, spending a week eating better than normal food, goldfish notwithstanding. Better than normal food and taking some supplements.
Yeah,
is basically all this is.
Giving everything a boost.
So we sat down and we put together our list of how we've been feeling lately.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And we're gonna just kind of monitor ourselves over the next. Was it 8 days?
It's 8 days through the cleanse.
8 days for the cleanse. And just kind of see what, if any, changes we notice. If we feel better, if we feel worse, if we feel no different, if we feel dehydrated,
Yeah.
Because a big part of this cleanse, I think, is...
And she was saying, like,
revolves
you have to
around
repeat it every
literally-
4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So it's
like,
not like a one and done thing.
mhm. Yeah, it's recommended that it's repeatable.
Yeah.
And it's not a...
Gentle enough to be repeatable.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's called the Easy Breezy Liver Cleanse.
Easy breezy.
Guys, like, we're all official. We made ourselves little binders and, like, had a 3-hole punch and put it all together.
We're very organized.
I feel organized, and I feel like I'm not going to use it as much as I think I'm going
Probably
to.
I'm not either. I'm already, like, dreading the idea of having to remember to grab it in the morning and bring it with me to
Right.
work and then, like, take it home from work.
Right?
I do have the workbook at home.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if I
I have
forget...
another copy, too.
And it's on the computer, too, so I can just pull it up if I forget it.
I feel like I need it more to reference, like, when do I take the bentonite clay? When do I take the malic acid? And all those sorts of things.
Yeah, so I did on Friday and Saturday, there's 2 pre-days of this cleanse where basically you're just testing out that the supplements that you're supposed to be taking throughout the week aren't going to aggravate your system. You're not allergic to anything.
You're not going to blow up.
You're not going to blow up or blow out or shit your pants is what she's saying. Making sure we don't shit our pants. And so one of the supplements is the castor oil capsules. That's supposed to be an elimination cleanse on day 1, which
That's only on day 1, right?
that's only on day 1. There's going to be lots of pooping throughout the rest of this ordeal, I think. I elected, based on how I felt after I took the castor oil capsules, I elected to not do that this morning. Just I felt a little bit nauseous yesterday, or was it Friday?
To go to a brunch, huh?
And today I had to go to a brunch, and I just wasn't sure that I wanted to potentially not be done eliminating when I was trying to sit and have a conversation with a friend.
Yeah, valid.
So I may try it when I get home this afternoon and I don't have anything else vying for my time and attention, and I can just focus on that. And I think that will help, because I took the 2 pre-bentonite clay drinks on Friday. I did it in the evening before bed because that's what it says in parentheses that it recommends. And it honestly, it tasted a lot better than I thought it would. I was really, personally worried about the flavor because I think I'm the queen of, if it's gross, I'm not going to eat it.
You like the sweet.
I like it sweet or apparently pickle flavored. And so I ended up, the first night I have a little orange juice at home. So I mixed like maybe a 1/4 cup of orange juice with a 1/2 cup of water, and then mixed the 1/2 teaspoon of the bentonite clay powder and the fiber powder in it and just slammed it. And it actually tasted pretty good.
Yeah. You think it's because of the fiber? Flavor in the
I don't know if it's the fiber or the orange juice or in the mix. The
you
clay,
put it in orange juice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like a little bit of orange juice for flavor. The clay, you definitely know that it's clay. Like your mouth is a little gritty. You're kind of like cleaning off your teeth afterwards. The fiber itself didn't quite dissolve the way I hoped it would. It was kind of a gloopy, gluey
Do you think
glob
one of
in
those
there.
like whippy ones would help?
I think a whippy one would help, but you can't mix the bentonite with metal. Most of the whippy ones are metal that I've seen. I've yet to encounter a plastic or ceramic whippy wand.
I haven't either.
I had that thought. I think that would help because I was just stirring it with my big bulky half teaspoon measuring spoon, and like half of the junk like stuck.
I have a glass spoon.
You may try that. I don't know if it'll help.
Yeah.
So I just like licked the like glob of fiber powder off of the spoon, and I was like, I'm gonna regret this, and I didn't. I was pleasantly surprised that it had like absorbed orange juice flavor, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
It just looks disgusting, so if you can like mix it in a not clear glass, I recommend doing that because it turns whatever it is in it gray, and it looks like a milky gray slurry.
Polyjuice potion.
It literally like. And I think I don't know what's in the bentonite clay that does this, but it makes the liquid kind of fizzy on your tongue.
Okay. Is that the bentonite clay, do you think, or the fiber?
I don't know, but somehow I did orange juice the first night, and I did like a little bit of strawberry lemonade that I got the second night, and they were both a little fizzy. And I drank it again this morning. I did another one this afternoon of the drink. You're supposed to drink this drink 3 times a day, for the record. And it has been fizzy every single time. So I don't think it's the fiber.
Okay.
I think it's something in the clay, which I think might be why it deactivates with metal.
Okay.
But what it would be deactivating, I'm not entirely sure. But something about it makes it a little fizzy. So it's like drinking like a very lightly carbonated something.
Okay.
So
that's not bad.
It's kind of an interesting mouthfeel, if I'm really honest. It's like
fizzy,
gritty
mouthfeel.
Yeah, like fizzy, gritty, a little chunky if the fiber doesn't blend. Like, there's a lot going on.
Look forward to. I'll be doing this tomorrow.
Yeah, so pleasantly surprised by the flavor. The malic acid.
You're taking the pills for that, right?
I'm taking the malic acid pills.
There was an option for juices, but
I'm a little curious. I may see if I can find some like tart cherry juice or something at the store, because I'm a little curious if there's a different. I don't really notice or feel anything with the capsules.
Okay.
But I like the idea of drinking like a tart cherry juice. That just sounds kind of tasty.
Yeah, with a little orange juice.
A little orange juice, or just kind of maybe dilute it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
it does need to be diluted. It's pretty powerful.
I could imagine like making the face, the warhead face.
Yeah. Basically.
So anyway, so far not too bad. Like I said, I elected to skip the morning tablespoon of castor oil or up to tablespoon of castor oil elimination cleanse. I did notice though that taking the bentonite clay on an empty stomach, I was maybe just a little bit nauseous, or not even nauseous, just my stomach felt a little bit off, like going into brunch this morning.
All right.
But not bad. And so I do wonder, because I know that was one of the things that I think was addressed with like why they want you to do the castor oil capsule or just liquid if you're a powerhouse, was to like eliminate, to help decrease nausea going into the cleanse.
Yeah, just to give you like a fresh start.
Yeah, like get everything out.
If you have problems with 2 or 3 pills you take the day before, then
don't do it.
Just skip it. In fact, I believe at one point she was like, you don't even have to do like day 1 through 5. Really, if you get into day 6, 7, 8, you're fine.
I must use that video, but I wouldn't surprise me. So days 1 through 5 is basically just like prep work, right? Like I believe the bentonite, is a binder. So hypothetically, you're eating good food, you're taking the malic acid to help improve and increase your bile production in your liver.
Yeah, and to soften the stones.
To soften any stones that may be stuck in there. And then the bentonite, I think, is helping to pull other toxins hypothetically out of your blood and bind them so that they will pass through. How exactly it does that, I'm going to be really honest, I don't know.
I think it's going to be that olive oil drink that we have to drink on like day 7.
So the olive oil, based on my knowledge of how the gallbladder works and how your liver works, like it responds to fat intake.
Yeah.
And so days 5 and 6, I think it was, or was it 6 and 7, is like no fat, like no fat in your diet whatsoever, or as little as you can possibly get. And then the night of day 7, you take this like olive oil and lemon juice drink. And I believe the like essential like fat bomb of the olive oil going down like triggers this like hypothetical huge release of bile from your gallbladder that has spent a week getting malic acid and getting the stones softened so that hypothetically the stones can pass through your gallbladder and into your stomach for processing. I don't know what that was.
Then we have to do an enema.
And that it's recommended.
Well, the morning of 6
is recommended to do a
water enema.
But that's optional if you've been eliminating well throughout the process.
Yeah.
And then the night of day 7, after you do the olive oil and lemon juice, is the Epsom salt magnesium sulfate cleanse, which is...
You don't work on those days.
I don't work on those days. No, I plan to not be working or have anything to do or anywhere to go on the morning of. For those who don't know, magnesium sulfate is basically the same ingredient that is used in colonoscopy prep. So
that nasty drink you drank at the very beginning.
So anything that is inside will be made to go outside.
It'll go outside.
It'll go outside and see the light of day. For anyone curious and not totally grossed out by the subject, there are some pretty interesting pictures if you do a Google on the Easy Breezy Liver Flush. Like, people have taken pictures of the elimination.
And especially like the gallstones.
Yeah, there's
pretty sure they clean them off.
I hope so. Like, if those really are just coming out just like dry that. Like that, that would hurt. Concerning.
However, they are kind of hard to look at sometimes because they'll show you the worms and stuff, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I just had cookies. Stop. Make me toss my cookies.
I do have some questions about, like, is it actually gallstones that we're seeing? Some of them are green, so I'm like, okay, that's likely actually gall.
Yeah.
But like the brown ones, there's like brown ones and gray ones. I'm like, that's probably just bound up clay.
Yeah, you'd think so, but
right?
maybe once the clay gets internal, it does something else.
Maybe. I'd be really curious, like, as like my little scientific brain is like,
to follow it.
I want to put that in a machine and see what's actually in it, right? Like, let's do some.
You know how disappointed I was when they did those ear candles. You know, they did the ear candles. Look how much it's taking out, and then they burnt an ear candle all by itself, and it looked exactly the same.
Right.
And I was like, okay, all right. I was like, that's probably not valid.
I feel like a lot of the like holistic healing things kind of have that reputation, like the ear candles, right? Like, it looks the same, or like they've got the patches that you stick on the bottom of your feet that like turn black, and it's like, oh my god, look at all that toxin it pulled out of your body.
Yeah,
you peel those things off and you just leave it sitting,
and it turns
on the counter, and it turns black. It oxidizes. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think we've lost the reason why we do those things. It's like castor oil itself, right?
Right.
I'm convinced it was the original snake oil, right? Everybody, because it does do like a ton of really great things for your body. And, you know, it'll help your hair grow if you put it on top of your head, and it'll, you know, take away stomach pains if you rub it across your stomach, and all of these different things. But it takes time. Like, you have to put the effort in, and all those sort of things. So like those guys out there, this magic elixir will do everything, and everyone's just like, it's bunk, and then it just got completely downplayed.
Right.
It actually does. You just have to.
It's not a miracle right now, instantaneous fix. Like, you have to stick with it for maybe a couple of days, maybe a couple of months.
Yeah, and it does do that for a couple of things. You know, like the tummy problems and like sore throats and stuff like that. But if you want thicker hair, you've got to do it more than once. Right.
Like, hair doesn't literally grow in a day.
No.
Unless you're like a really powerful theta healer, in which case, like, it's maybe a possibility, but
I could do it.
Yeah, like mind over matter, literally. But
I would like to talk about what exactly is a full elimination, though, because she says that a lot, and then she never actually tells you about it. And I remember reading it once in this book that I was reading, because I read several of them. I read the Obesity Code and the Good Gut and the China Study, which was horrible to read.
I've never read the China Study.
Oh my god, it's so dry.
That's good to know.
Oh. It took forever.
I believe that 100%.
Any hoodles. I remember once they were talking about Aborigines and the size of their dumps, right? And the guy was like, you think that you have a big dump. Now imagine that like 3 times.
Really?
And it's just huge because everything moves through so well. And they just eliminate. You know, so now that she's saying, like, if you have an immediate elimination, what's an immediate elimination? Is that like,
what is immediate? Is that like
that
5 minutes?
20 minutes?
Is that 3 hours? Like, I would not call 3 hours immediate.
That should be pretty normal.
And what is a full, like you said, what is a full elimination? Like, is it like,
are you talking about, oh my god, I need to go now, or are you talking about just a regular poop for me, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Am I expecting like more volume? Am I expecting it to be more aggressive?
Is it worrisome if it's mostly water? Yeah, it's just probably.
Is that normal?
Yeah.
Like,
or if it's just more stuff. Hey, look,
right?
I ate that in the 8th grade.
Right. Seriously. Oh, there's that gum.
There's that gum.
Oh my gosh. On a completely unrelated and honestly probably kind of gross note. So if you're sensitive, go ahead and just scroll past. When I was little, like we were told, you know, if you swallow your bubble gum, it's going to take 7 years to go through your system, right? My eldest brother put this to the test. Swallowed some bubble gum, and then I honestly don't know how long it took. It was not 7 years. And then must have called myself and my middle brother into the bathroom to see this turd in the toilet that was like swirled with pink bubblegum swirlies.
Wow. I have questions.
Okay, hit me.
How old was he at this point?
I don't remember exactly. Under 10.
Under 10.
Under 10.
Okay,
like
so
I
little
was
kid.
probably 5 or 6, which, well, okay, if I was 5, he would have been 9. If I was 6, he would have been 10.
Okay.
So,
And how thoroughly did he check his poop for bubblegum every day?
that's a really good question. I think probably
Did he just look in there?
I
Was
think
there
it was
stick
probably
involved?
the pink streaks that
pink streaks.
like alerted him. Yeah, because you look, right?
Yeah.
Like I think it's weird if you don't look in the toilet
You need
before
to
you
look.
flush.
It's
Normal. It's healthy.
Yeah.
Like you got a lot of information from what's in there.
a lot of information.
So if you're not looking, I know it's gross, but you got to look because
look.
there's really good information in there. And you might see the pink streaks of the bubblegum you swallowed
And let it.
27 years ago.
I remember listening to this comedian. I can't remember his name right now, but he's actually a pretty big comedian, so you probably have heard this before. But he was talking about how him and his wife had been together for years, and they moved into this new house, and it just so happened that the bathroom was right behind the couch, right? So he goes in and uses the bathroom, and then he comes out, and his wife is standing there with the keys to the car, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "What?" Well, turns out he had massive explosive diarrhea for years. Just like, she's like, "Is that normal for you?" And he's like, "Yeah, you just paint the bowl and then let it go." I was like, oh my God. So he had to go to the doctor, and he was like, "No, man, that's not normal.
That's not
Like,
normal.
you shouldn't be doing that."
No, like here and there now and again, right? Like you had that like funky burrito
Yeah.
or like it's normal here and there now and then, but every single time you poop
Every
for years?
No, and
Even
like having
months.
to use like
Not
hemorrhoid
normal.
cream all the time. No,
not
man.
normal.
And Tux, like if you're a person who buys Tux on the regular, like maybe just
You need to
consider,
telling your doctor.
yeah,
if there's
just look into that GI stuff, because that's how you fall into like colon cancer and what are those other? There are a bunch of
There's a
different
whole bunch
diseases.
of colon cancer, cholecystitis. That's gallstones. That's what we're
What's
trying to deal with.
Yeah.
Um,
There's also, God, what is that one that just like inflames the entire colon?
It's coming. Hang on.
And it'll get there in a second.
Yeah,
These
it'll come to me.
cookies are delicious, and I'm eating all of mine. I hope you can't hear all of my chewing on here. Here,
We'll
I'm gonna
find
see.
out. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
crack it, okay. Oh.
Well, when you chew right next to it, it's gonna pick it up. Maybe. I bet it's picking it up.
Maybe.
We'll see. And when we listen to it,
Yeah.
I
We'll
guess
see.
we can always cut it.
Yeah, we can cut it. It's fine. You're gonna look up that, and I'm gonna chew into the microphone.
There we go. I'm actually kind of embarrassed that I have to look this up.
I did that with my mouth open just for you.
It was so nice.
Okay, these cinnamon ones are growing on me.
Are they?
Yeah.
I think if we hadn't had them like back to back with the strawberry, I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
Like I think it was just the like goodness and nostalgia of the strawberry.
Colitis.
There's another one that I'm trying to think of. Colitis is a good one.
Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
I've never had a colonoscopy.
I had a
Check.
colonoscopy.
Diverticulitis. That's the one I was-
Diverticulitis. That's what.
Diverticulitis. That's the one I was thinking of. Diverticulitis. That's the one when like stuff just like sits and stagnates in the rugae,
Yeah,
the
and
little
then it starts
pouches,
rotting.
and it starts rotting.
Yeah.
You get an infection,
Mm-hmm.
and it can like actually eat through the lining and create much bigger, much more
Sepsis.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No.
So yeah, if you've been having constant explosive diarrhea for a week or longer, you definitely need
seek medical
to
attention.
seek medical attention. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Pooping is important, people.
it is.
That's why one of the reasons we're doing this.
Yep.
Because we want to make sure we're pooping just so good.
So good. I'm honestly, I'm actually kind of excited for
I know.
for next week. I'm so curious, like what the experience is going to be like.
I'm hoping it's as easy breezy as she says.
I'm hoping so as well. I am noticing, like, with the fiber intake already, like the inulin fiber, I am already noticing some like increase in urgency and
how often did you usually go?
For me, I was going, and honestly, for me, it's kind of cyclical. Like, I'll go through periods where I will poop every single day, and it is like smooth, even, steady, easy consistency. And then I'll go through periods where I'm like crazy constipated for a couple of weeks, or it's like every couple of days. And then I'll go through periods where it's like I have like diarrhea for no apparent reason. So, a little embarrassing fun fact about me. So I'm consistently inconsistent. I think that there is a play with like my hormone cycling and also like my diet. Like, it does tend to be a little more consistent when I am better about eating my fruits and vegetables and
staying
like
away from cheese.
Staying away from cheese and, you know, having a more easy, consistent balance in my diet. And I do go through periods where I'm like, you know what, prepping Brussels sprouts for dinner is a lot of time and work. Like, we're just gonna have like, you know, frozen burger patties and tater tots for dinner.
There's also an energetic component to that. Like, I've noticed when after I have like big releases with work and stuff like that,
that's very true.
I'll have
periods of stress definitely stop
things
or
up like that. Yeah, everything just kind of clears. And
and it's like, oh,
yeah,
you know, do you ever get that like that poop that just like falls out, like no push, no energy, no effort, and you feel empty, and just like satisfied?
Feels great.
It feels so good.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I hope maybe this protocol will
help with that.
And I will get that a little more often, because that's, if you've never experienced that, I hope you do, because it is such a satisfying feeling when it's just like, oh, my colon is empty.
Yeah.
There's nothing waiting to come out. Like, I'm good. So
yeah, I get angry if I don't have at least 2 bowel movements a day. Like, I have my consistent one in the morning, and then I have to have one in the evening too. Maybe in the middle of the day if
you're lucky.
If I'm lucky.
That sounds crazy pants to me. Like, that's, I think, much more normal. Like, every day, twice a day.
Yeah.
Is much more normal, but that sounds crazy pants to me that there's actually people out there that are that regular.
Yeah. Like, do you know how crazy it is to have like some of my clients, because I'll be working on them. I can't tell you how many times I've had someone come in, my low back hurts so much I can't, and I'm like, how have your bowels been? And they're like, what's that got to do with it? It has a lot to do with it.
Has a lot to do with it.
And they actually have a good elimination, and they're like, oh my god,
it helps.
I was like, how often were you pooping before? Oh, like twice a week. I mean, that's enough. I was like, no.
That's not super normal. We see that in the chiropractic world too, and it's, for us, it's often not, you know, they don't come in complaining of constipation, right? They come in and like, oh, my lower back hurts, and I did this and I did that, and like, you know, we ask, right? Like, how's your bowel and bladder function? Everything going okay? Are you regular? Are you like, what, you know? And people lie, or they just, you know, don't think it matters. They don't think it's important to us.
Or they don't give you enough information.
Exactly. They withhold information, however well-intentioned. I don't think anybody does it to like actively impede their care. Embarrassment. It can be, you know,
shame.
A relative stranger, right? Like, I have some returning clients that are just like, I ain't shit in a week. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I love those ones.
Right?
It was green. What does that mean? Go see your doctor. I'm not
a poop doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
I can tell you that you need to see somebody about your poop, but I'm not a poop doctor. But anyway, so we see them for the low back pain. We adjust the low back, we adjust the sacrum, we adjust the pelvis. And, you know, they call later on, or you see them at their next appointment, and they're like, Doc, I didn't say anything, but like, I've been constipated for like 2 weeks, and I darn near didn't make it home. Right? Like, I don't know what you did, but like, you opened the floodgates, and I am pooping so much better. So sometimes it's a chiropractic issue, sometimes it's a massage issue, sometimes it's a you need to drink more than 1 glass of water a day issue. I was recently
drink soda.
No, that doesn't count. I was actually having this conversation with my father-in-law last weekend, and he's been struggling with some constipation, and I started asking some more questions, you know, like, what are you drinking for water? What are you doing for fiber intake? Like, what are you eating? And there's so many points at which I'm like, okay, I need you to drink more than 1 cup of water a day.
Yeah.
I need you to actually eat some real fruits and vegetables. Like just having, you know, a fiber supplement drink or whatever is probably not going to be enough.
Yeah.
Like, let's address some of these.
Yeah, and then increasing peristalsis. I mean, there's so many easy fixes for it.
Right?
Like, you don't need to be going to a GI and getting a full colonoscopy for a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you do, but...
Maybe you do.
But
a lot of
try
times
some of the
just
simple things
more movement,
first.
More water,
more
and
movement.
Better food.
Exactly.
Is all you need.
Totally. And if that doesn't fix it, or you're still having pain, or whatever, you know, see a doctor. Talk to your primary care. Talk to a medical professional. Like,
learn more.
Hopefully we don't need to preface this with like, yes, I am a medical professional. I'm not your medical professional. So talk to your doctor about your problems.
Yeah.
And don't just take everything that we say
no
as gospel, right? Like we know a lot. We're pretty well I'm pretty well educated. You're pretty well educated.
Oh, thanks.
Talk to your doctors.
I read a lot of books.
I read the books.
I read the books. I read it good.
So good with the books. So tell me a little bit, Cameo, about like what you're hoping to get out of the easy breezy flush here. Like, what kinds of stuff are you dealing with that you're hoping to get some help with?
Well, I still got a little bit of that nausea left over from like my last pregnancy. You know, I had the hyperemesis, where I was basically sick every day.
Yeah,
it's way, way better. It almost feels like it just needs a little bit more of a deep clean. You know, like you dust every day and you try to pick up and stuff, but every now and then you got to move the furniture. So I'm hoping that this is kind of like going to be a move the furniture sort of thing.
Okay.
And just kind of flush through, and I
can understand that. Just
get and see what else happens. I mean, we made that whole list of stuff, and you even wrote down some stuff that I was like, oh, I want to put that stuff too, but I like added in just benign stuff, neck tension. I have a sty on one of my eyes that like keeps flaring up and isn't completely going away, and it's mostly stress, you know. Our bodies just flare up in funny ways all over the place.
Sure.
And then low back pain and stomach upset, itchy scalp, like I added that in.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, it is slightly itchy, and I've changed the water filter on my shower and all of those sorts of things, but just see if that helps, because it's all just inflammatory reactions.
That's very, I think you probably wrote the itchy scalp, because is that one that you added? Because I did.
Yeah.
Because I've been having like a dry, itchy, flaky scalp for probably over a year now. Yeah. And I have never, ever, ever in my life had issues with like dry, itchy, flaky scalp.
Yeah.
And so I've like changed my shampoo and conditioner. I have like, I'm trying this like castor oil bar shampoo and conditioner right now. And like overall I like it, but it's not solving or fixing the problem.
Yeah.
And my hair kind of feels like it gets even greasier, even faster now than it did before.
Yeah, it's probably getting stripped a lot more.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm trying not to wash my hair as often, but then it gets really greasy and I hate that. And so I'm just like in this like weird funk of like, where is my hair? Like,
we could talk about vinegar rinses. That's how I got my hair
vinegar rinses at some point.
To kind of
chill out,
even out the pH of the scalp and stuff.
Yeah.
And still take the greasiness away while you're betwing washes and stuff.
We should definitely talk about that, because that's...
But like fascial hypertension, and I've increased the number of days that I work, and my hands are getting way more tired. But I was working this much before, so I'm wondering like what kind of inflammation is going through my body.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what kind of dampening or helping out with the inflammation can happen.
I'm very curious about that as well, because I think we both have a fair amount of stress in our lives, right? Like business ownership for both of us, parenthood for you, and just like life in general. The country is going through a lot of everything right now, and just like there's a lot in the world to be a little bit or a lot of it stressed about.
Yeah.
And so I'm very curious if this flush cleanse protocol helps. Like,
well, have I ever told you about the bucket thing from my naturopath?
I don't think so.
I remember one of our first things, and he actually has like a poster of it up there, but he was like, your body is a bucket, and we fill our buckets with toxins and stressors. And then at the bottom we have release valves. That's anything that helps you release from liver, GI tract, urinary tract, sweating, a bunch, anything that expels lungs.
Yeah.
any of that sort of stuff. And if
Okay.
something isn't working to its full potential and becomes a little clogged or, you know, just
backed up or
backed up, whatever it is, then you start filling faster. Or if you are filling your bucket faster than those things can release naturally, then it starts to overflow, and that's when you start getting the pathological sort of stuff,
interesting.
you know, and all of the inflammatory processes that we get. So it's about finding that balance of not filling your bucket so quickly and making sure that all of the valves are open. And that's kind of like the homeopathic right there is the bucket theory.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So maybe just help our bucket out a little bit.
Help empty our bucket by filling the bucket.
By filling the bucket. I just checking the valves. We just gotta check all the valves.
Does the valve work? This one works.
Is this one open?
Mine's
this one's
a little,
not even open.
Mine's a little faulty. It sounds like yours is working great.
Just needs a little help.
Just a little bit.
Rich, what are you hoping to get out of this?
Oh, that's a good question. I think a lot of the things that you are, like, just like general assistance with the release valve.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, my scalp has been, like, kind of itchy and dry and more oily than usual for the past year plus. I'm kind of hoping, like, just, like, general aches and pains in my body, right? Like, I'm not really working any more than I have, but, you know, my wrists bother me. Like, all of my back bothers me from time to time. Just, like, a little
longevity.
Generally sore, achy, just, like, ugh, you know? And, like, just general feeling like I don't have a ton of energy through the day. Like, some days I'm like, let's fucking go. And other days I'm like, I just want to climb back in bed and stay there.
Yeah.
What was that?
I kicked the bag.
Oh, you
sorry.
kicked back. So yeah, just some, maybe we'll see if there's any assistance with like concentration and focus and just like kind of like my general mood and affect.
Neurological
benefits and like processing benefits. Like maybe I'll be a little bit more regular. What else do I have here?
Well, I'm also hoping with as affordable as this was, because it was all just an information, and then we had to buy
the supplements,
supplies, including the enema kit and all that. What do you think that'll cost altogether? Maybe under $200?
Under $200, like, and we split most of it.
Yeah,
like we got our own enema kits. I love you, but
we're not sharing enema
I
kits.
don't love you that much. Yeah, do you? But
yeah,
I don't want any part of that.
I feel it.
Yeah, I would say easily, all told, even including like we each purchased like the flush protocol separately, so that itself was $55, and then $55 in supplements, and maybe another like 20 for the enema kit.
20, 30. Mine 30? Was like 35 or something like that.
Yeah, maybe that's what mine was. And then some groceries.
Yeah.
Like, and I honestly, I didn't even buy all the groceries. I bought a couple of lemons and a grapefruit, and I'm just now realizing I need to get some distilled water for the water enema.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that when I was at the store yesterday. But
so a couple more expensive, but I'm hoping that it's affordable enough and easy enough that it can be done on the regular, like every 4 to 6 weeks.
Every 4 to 6 weeks.
Because I've known people who have gone on, you know, those retreats where they do like the juice cleanse and then they do the liver flush and all of those with the enemas and everything. And those retreats are like,
they're spendy.
Yeah, they're a couple grand at least.
Right.
You know, in a week long. Like, you got to take time off to work, and then you got to do all of that, which is great if you need that kind of focus and stuff. Absolutely. And they have them all over the place. And if you need it, and you need it to be affordable and easy to do. Yeah. Maybe this is the way to go.
Kind of a nice alternative.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like it's not picking it up very well. The woman who does this is not a doctor.
She's not.
She's not. She's a realtor, but she has done a lot of liver flushing and cleansing and
over the years,
all of that over the years,
16
and has
years of it or something?
I think 16 years, maybe more, of, you know, kind of searching for the perfect flush, and has found, you know, obviously this protocol works really well for her.
Yeah,
and
it might be different for everybody.
I'm sure it's a little different for everybody, but I'm curious. I almost feel like a good name for our project. I love Enabled Energies, but I almost feel like a good name would have been like Across the Table.
Across the Table.
Right?
I feel like there's going to be a million of those, though.
Yeah, that's true. It just was a thing. Like, it just, like, rolls off the tongue.
It does.
Across the table. And if we ever have guests, like, we can sit and stare intimidatingly across the table at them. Of course, they're all going to be our friends, so we're not going to want to stare intimidatingly. Like, we're going to be like, oh my God, tell me everything you know.
But are we going to match and sit on the same side of the table with, like, sunglasses and stuff while we have someone over here just to freak them out? I would love to do that to Michelle.
I think we're going to have to.
Like, get matching sweaters and this, and then put our hair back into buns or something and just be like, today on Enabled Energy. And she's going to be like, what are you doing?
What is happening?
I kind of want to do that
I
now.
think that'd be really fun.
Okay, all right.
Like, I think.
Oh, I have that shirt too.
I know, we already have a matching.
Right. We already have
at least one matching outfit.
Yep.
I think if we just, and I have like a whole metric boatload of sunglasses in the front drawer that I got from Amazon for not a lot of money. For people who have sensitive eyeballs that don't want to look at our glaringly bright lights when they're looking at the ceiling.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we could. I like this plan.
I like it too.
And I think it'd be super fun to have some guests on.
Yeah.
Like,
I almost talked to Michelle about it yesterday because I saw her just yesterday, and then I completely forgot. Because she was working on me. And I kind of just zoned out.
That's reasonable. Did I tell you I like full on fell asleep in my last session with her?
No. Like snoring and everything.
I kept waking myself up with like the light snores.
Yeah.
And then like typically it takes me like 10 or so minutes to like go under. And like it was like I laid down and like I'm pretty sure I hypnotized myself. And then I was like out, and I think the next thing I knew, like I was like waking up, and she's like, we're done. And I was like, okay. And I like every time I would like snort myself awake, like I would like wiggle my toes, because that's what she usually asks for you to do if she thinks you're asleep. She's like, if you can hear me, like wiggle your toes. And so every time I'd be like, and I'd be like wiggling my toes. Like, I'm awake, I promise. But yeah, it was so funny. She's like, you went under really fast. And I was like, I don't know what I'd been tired all day. I think legitimately, my body was just like, you need a nap.
Go night night.
Night night. So, but she does such incredible work. I would love to have her.
Yeah, she's taking a class on hypnosis and weight loss. So she wants to run a seminar.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah.
Like that, I'd be all over that. That would be awesome.
Just like recode my body to not pack it on anymore.
Right? Like just
or can I pack it on in like certain areas?
Right. Can I order? I'll order a little bit of a bigger booty. A little bit of a bigger chest. Like just a little. I don't want too much more in the chest, because then like
Did I tell you I went in for another consultation? So when I went in last year, they were like $13,000 to get the breasts done, right? Went in this year, it was $27,000 because
did you say 13 last year and 27 this year?
Yeah.
Holy shirt balls.
Right? They raised their prices a little bit, but I seem to remember OR fees only being about $1,000.
Oh, wow.
And they're $9,000 now.
That's insane.
Yeah. Like they shot their prices up.
What the heck?
Like I'm not going to do that's as much as my tummy tuck was.
Right.
Like I can't do that. Now I'm like, I'm pretty sure Panama does that.
Right? I'm like, what about Mexico?
Yeah. Just go to Mexico.
Let's just go across the border.
Okay, so you're gonna come to Mexico with
me. I'll
me.
definitely come to Mexico with you, and you can recover on the beach.
I'll recover on the beach. You can just chill with me.
I'll just chill and hold your hand and bring you a juice box.
I like it.
Let's do this. Yes. Let's look into that.
Right.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, me neither.
That would probably be significant. Like you could probably do the whole thing for less than $13,000 for like both of us to go and stay.
Basically.
And the surgery. Like.
So yeah, I'm
wild.
Really considering looking into it, because I was like, "Holy, are you kidding me?"
Stuff like this is literally why medical tourism exists as a thing. Like the fact that $9,000 for you to have a room for a day in a hospital. Granted, I know there's a lot that goes into sanitizing and cleaning and all of that, and there's a lot of staff to pay, but that is like, if it was $1,000 last year. The cost of operating and maintaining that room could not have gone up. What is that? 800%?
More like 900.
Like, There's no way. Like, that just is going straight into somebody's pocket. And you can guarantee it's not the doctors, it's not the nurses, it's not
because they're still fighting with all that stuff.
Right. Like, it's just greed. And that's ridiculous.
Yep.
That's a topic for another day, though.
I know.
Like,
We'll talk about that another day.
Holy crap. So with our flush, I think we wanted to do a pre-day or a pre-start recording, just kind of introduce how we're feeling and get all that on I was going to say paper, but that's not quite the right terminology. On just computer recorded. Get it out, get it in the world, get it in the universe. And then I think we wanted to go through it, and when we're both finished, we're going to kind of come back and talk more about how we felt throughout and what the experience was, if we would do it again, if we wouldn't do it again, do we think it was beneficial, do we maybe need to do another one in 4 to 6 weeks,
just to see, because she did mention at one point, she was like, if you don't get a lot of stones the first time, do it again in another 4 weeks. So we'll see how it goes and how easy it is too. Like, originally I had my day 6, because day 6 is supposed to be pretty easy, except for not eating any fat.
Right.
You know, like, it doesn't have a ton in it. I was like, I'm going to work that day. And then I had to shift it all because I was like, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, my biggest, like, I guess mild concern is, like, working through the week as I'm, like, doing the, like, clay and fiber and malic acid and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'm a little bit worried about interruption to patient care as far as, like, am I going to have to run to the restroom and, like, excuse myself to the restroom? Is there a possibility I might shit my pants? I hope not. So I'm just kind of curious to see how all of that goes for me, and whether or not, like, this is actually like you can do this and still work and live and maintain a normal life for the week, or, like, do you need to, should I have planned to, like, block my schedule for a couple of hours in the mornings, or, you know, what's the vibe?
Yeah, what's going to happen? Because you watch her videos, and she does a video for every day, and actually, like, several times a day, right? Because she's like, you're doing this in the morning. Every step she has a little video for you, and she'll insert stuff like dance and meditation and stuff like that. But there were some times where she, like, drank something or did something, and she was all smiles and like, we're gonna do a salt flush today, and had that big smile on her face, but you could see the fear in her eyes. Right? Yes. You're like, how much of that fear is real, and how much am I just reading into my own
anxieties of I don't want to drink a gallon of salt water.
I don't want to drink all that salt water.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny on that one when she's like, I'm going to drink the salt water. And then she did it, and she left like a good cup and a half at the bottom of the jar. And she's like, this salt did not dissolve, and I'm not drinking it. And
I have, by the way, Celtic salt.
I also have Celtic salt. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a bag of it myself.
That's what she suggested. She was using pink Himalayan in that video.
It doesn't. I don't think the iron or the minerals in the Himalayan. And like, why would you use a large crystal? Like, it's got to be. It's going to dissolve easier. Exactly. It's going to dissolve a lot easier if it's like a finer powder, or if you put it in boiling water and let it actually dissolve and then cool it, versus like putting it in like
tepid water.
Or I think it was hot, but so like it was just like her mixing method. I was like that. I'd rather just put a lid on and just shake the shit out of it. I'm gonna pour it from jar to jar. Like,
pour it from jar to jar.
That doesn't seem like, and it was like a coarse salt. She got it done, but it was like a coarse grind on it too. I'm like, that's not gonna be the most effective way of doing that. But I mean, you do what you've got to do. Like, you work with what you've got. If you've got coarse crystals, that's what you've got. But
basically,
I put them in my mortar, smash them.
Exactly.
So yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
I'm curious how the week is gonna go, and I'll be taking notes, and we'll be back in about a week to fill the world in on how things went.
And if we're not back, send help.
Seriously,
something went seriously wrong.
Check in on us if you never hear from us again about how the second half went. I feel like we'd at least mention it if we don't finish it, like in our next episode. We're like, so that didn't go well.
That didn't go well.
Like, we're definitely talking about it.
Yeah, we'd definitely be talking about
100%. Like, it's not just gonna disappear unless we decide not to publish this episode.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't see why not.
I don't see why not.
It's fine.
It's fine. We'll talk a little bit about colon health.
Yeah, and if you don't want to, we'll put a disclaimer on there too. Just be like, we talk about poop a lot.
Yes.
So if you don't like talking about poop,
if that bothers you,
yeah,
maybe we should record that separate so we can just put it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, this episode contains sensitive topics. May not be appropriate for everybody.
And it has cookie chewing in the mic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Some people might not love that.
We might scare away some people. That's okay though.
I'm okay with that.
That's how we'll find our
tribe.
Find our tribe.
It'll
be fine.
Might as well be our truly authentic selves in the beginning, and that way,
yeah,
kindly fuck off.
I like it.
Right.
I like it.
I like it.
Optional. I'm just trying to see if I'm actually doing the preparation steps the way I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was just test the malic acid, test the castor oil capsules, test the bentonite mix.
Did you know you can snap a malic acid pill in half by holding one side and pushing down the other?
I did not.
Yeah, it snaps almost right in the middle.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
If we need a half.
Rowan showed me how to do that.
Of course she did. How does Rowan know that?
15. She's on some meds that she had to learn how to snap in half.
All right, that's valid. All right, do we have any closing thoughts for today? Should we draw a third and final card?
Third and final card.
So we have two decks of oracle cards here with us today. We have the Green Witch's Oracle deck and the Spirit Animal Guidebook. Sorry, Spirit Animal Guidebook.
Yeah. Animal Spirit cards or Green Witch's Oracle deck.
I think I'm going to go for an Animal Spirit card.
Okay. I'm sending you my energy so that it'll pick for both of us.
One for both of us.
Pick for both.
Do a little shuffle. That was a terrible shuffle.
That sounded like a terrible shuffle.
It was a bad one.
Get it together, Rachel.
That was better. All right.
Pull yourself together.
Really?
What did it do?
Cobra.
Okay, Cobra.
I say really because the last time I drew from my own animal deck, I drew the snake.
Okay, what sign is the Cobra?
The triangle. The open triangle. Why are some of these... Oh, no. Did I do it dumb?
I don't know. What did you do?
Oh, no.
You're fine? It's fine.
It's fine. Just the whole deck was flipped over and I thought I mixed them wrong.
Oh.
I didn't. I'm just unobservant.
There you go. Well, I can't fucking find the Cobra. Cobra! Cobra. Tarantula. Camel. Gazelle. Cheetah. Cobra! Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Mm-hmm.
When in balance, a student of life, humble and wise. When out of balance, you're know-it-all, egocentric. We don't know it all the time.
No,
sometimes
definitely.
we know a lot. No.
I know a lot, but I don't know it all. Like, I would never claim to know it all.
To bring into balance, taking a class. I feel like we're getting that.
Didn't you get one earlier?
I just got one that was like, take a class.
Take a class.
Fine. I am. I'm already doing it. God, hear it, okay? You know,
if that resonated with anyone else out there, perhaps you need to consider what class you need to take to bring yourself into balance.
You should always have a class.
There should always be a class. Learning is so much fun, and there's so much to learn.
All of it. Prove yourself wrong.
That's right.
As often as possible.
Okay, that is it for Enabled Energy Podcast, episode 3.
3. Ooh.
That's wild. I love that we have 3 episodes already, though.
I know. It took off really fast for taking us 3 years.
I know, right?
To actually do this.
Oh, what? You get to hang out with your best friend for like over an hour and be silly and record stuff and then share it with the world?
Who'd do that?
What?
Everybody.
Everybody should do this. This is so much fun. I forgot to grab our outro.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
I don't remember.
If you like hearing us talk about stupid shit,
and you want to hear more of the stupid shit,
come follow us next time on episode 4
of the Enabled Energies podcast.
We love you.
Oh, you said it.
Oh, I said it too soon. Oh, damn it. I should have pointed at you. I'll point at you. Okay. Ready?
We love you.